If you have Chiron in the 8th house of your birth chart, then the theme of your incarnation is transformation, even death. Doesn't have to be literal, but wherever we have Chiron in our charts is where we manifest our primal wound. We all have Chiron somewhere. We all have a pain of division, meaning when we come down into manifestation, something is lost. And we forever seek to find it through wherever that, whatever house Chiron is in. So in the case of the 8th house, we're talking about experiences of death passing into new life. Oftentimes they're liminal experiences or experiences of coming to the end of something recognizable and going into the unknown. That can happen in many ways. It can happen through occult and mystical experiences. It can happen through near-death experiences. It can happen through very intense sexual experiences. There's all kinds of ways that we sort of touch upon what for the ego can be actually very frightening and painful, because it means literally letting go of something. Something will die. Now, the problem with the 8th house Chiron, the way that it's a wound, is that there is this intense desire to have these experiences, to have these very extreme, intense experiences, and there's always something missing from them. So there's this like almost faith that by having this near-death experience or by having this intense drug experience, that you're going to have this feeling of wholeness restored, and it eludes you. You don't find it there. And not only can that be very dangerous, because this type of activity can be very dangerous, but it can be very disillusioning to go to those places and then not find this amazing treasure that you were sure was going to be there. So what is the answer? So with Chiron, for everybody, the way to work with it is, instead of seeking that thing, that most desired thing for your ego, is to actually take the same types of experiences and give them up to spirit or God, and basically don't worry about them. So in the case of this 8th house placement, any occult or near death or intense sexual or drug experiences that you may have, to basically focus on that third eye and become a representative of your angel or your highest self in that moment, so that you're living it for all of humanity, not for yourself. So there's going to be an exercise of, you might want to practice some types of meditation, or the ability to get into states in which your ego is minimized, so that when you find yourself or get yourself into to a state like this, a higher state, that you are able to let go of your ego's desires in that moment. Ironically, by doing so, you might find it much more satisfying, because it's no longer, you've given up the attempt to get something for yourself, and now you're giving something to all of humanity through this experience. And in this way, you're making that magical link with your angel.